obviously Brittney Griner is being released from Russian detention. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming she wasn't in jails, like maybe a house arrest. Maybe she was really in prison. All the pictures I see, she's behind bars. I'm assuming there's some sort of jail.
Yeah, she was in.
Maybe on the nicer end of jails, but still jail, man. It sucks.
Right.
Since February 17th, I believe. I have to look it up,
Mhm.
but I think she's been arrested since February 17th. That's just wild.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, going on 10 months almost. So I don't like to get too optimistic because she ain't landed yet. Like, it's a long flight. Well, I tell you that she just coming from the other side. I don't think that she comes all the way across Europe and stuff, but she just comes from Russia this way, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should say she should be almost
down the
home.
north, down the
Yeah.
North Pacific.
Yeah, so toward Alaska area. So yeah, I'm assuming it was still a decent flight, but still, man, it's good news. It's like, you know what I mean? And we're not going to debate the morality of who she got released for and all that stuff tonight, but I'm just saying, like, that's one thing that, is great about, this, like, because there was no talk about it for months, right? Like, the timeline seems to fit. Like 10 months, I'm not surprised they got her back after 10 months, but there was no talk about it for months, and then just out of the blue, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's headed back. What do you guys think about this?"
And that's the only way that it could go. I mean, when what do they say? Don't tell nobody your moves until after you make them. So let's say if we're getting, the country hyped up, or at least those who care. I actually met a woman today who didn't know. She was just unfamiliar. But for those who cared about the situation, we're like, oh, they're going to make a swap. It's going to happen. It's coming soon, and then it's 1 month. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then it's like a letdown. Best thing to do was to not talk about it. I'm not even, of course, I'm not even sure what what communication was between the White House and Brittney Griner's wife. Don't want to get her hopes up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to know. If I'm a family member of Brittney Griner, I wouldn't want to know we're getting that close, because my anxiety is it's going to be through the roof. We're getting close. And then, even after a week, that's forever when you're expecting something like that. So it had to happen this way. Total surprise, at least for us. Happy that she's home. Like you said, not to go back and forth on who the swap was about, but I did a little research on the guy that her release was swapped with. He's a bad dude. It's a bad dude. But nonetheless, man, if Brittney Griner is my sister, get her home. And like they said, I was tapped in to CNN pretty much all morning. And like they said, the option was, hey, we could bring home one, we could bring home none. Russia wasn't letting go the guy who was found on the espionage. They weren't doing that. You know what I mean? So I hear the talk that would have been a better trade. Imagine if we had found out, they were willing to swap her out with the guy Boot, and Biden said no. That would be nuts. Then where would our feelings be? Again, I'm getting caught up on the swap, but super happy that she's home. I mean, I saw some clips and videos of her on the plane. She was happy, excited. It's a breath of fresh air. So that's something. I don't want to be too long-winded. Go ahead, guys.
No, you're good. Like I said, I like to be. I'm not a pessimist or a optimist. I'm sort of a realist. I want to see her land. I want to see her land first, before I get too excited, because it's Russia, man. I don't know who I trust, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say at this point, I'm sure everything is all good to go. I mean, like I said, her last post was like 5 hours ago. It looked like she was already on the plane, so I'm not sure how far how long the flight is, I should say, from Russia. But I mean, if not, she should be home, or if not, already.
You know what, guys? I saw some footage earlier. I guess that's how these swaps go. It was literally, I saw footage of Brittney getting off a plane, and walking to the other, and the boot guy getting off the other plane, literally them walking past each other.
It's so weird, just like the movies. Like,
yeah, and them just
so
getting
weird.
on, the planes they each just got off of.
It's like instead of like Escalades pulling up and doing it, it's just like they pull up in private jets, and then so it's so weird though. It's just
like I wonder if they kind of looked at each other like.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, what is the guy's name? Is Victor Boot or whatever? Out or whatever. Yeah, he's a terrible dude. He's a terrible dude. Not really sure of what's going to be uphold for him now, even though he's going back to Russia, where I guess where he's from, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have. I'm not sure if he's going to serve out the remainder of his time that he's supposed to serve here in the U.S. or if he's going to go to Russia and just
They say he's going back a free man.
Oh well,
that's what I heard.
Right, they like him over there. Like, ain't gonna lock him up.
Yeah. Well, hey, if he can go back and do his thing without causing any more trouble to the Russian community and American community or whatever, so hey, so be it. But at the end of the day, it's it's definitely just a beautiful thing just to have Brittney Griner back, like Vaughn was just saying, just for them to be moving in silence and not really letting everybody know what was all going on, because like you said, the last time we heard anything, I want to say was about a month or so ago. So for them to be moving in silence, and like I said, this was totally unexpected for me, and I'm sure for the world too. So I wasn't expecting her to be released this early. I thought she was at least going to serve maybe a year or two, just based off of how Russia was just so adamant about that damn vape pen. When like you said, this dude Victor, he's killed thousands of people, or tons of people I should say. So just for them to be really that adamant over a vape pen when they have, like I said, a lot of stuff going on in Russia that's a lot more dangerous than a cannabis pen, that's just, like I said, I just feel like the whole thing was just a little bit above and beyond. But I just feel like it was more to the story of why Russia was keeping her, because of, not sure if you all know, Russia is really not big on, the LGBT community. So I feel like that played some type of part into it as well, with her, being, part of that community, I should say. So I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's way a lot more to, her story and everything else, or why she got locked up. But at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. Like I said, she's home, and hopefully now she can focus on, her family and, possibly, getting back to basketball, to, what she loves to do. And that's getting buckets and, dunking on everybody. You feel me? So at the end of the day, like I say, I just hope she can spend time with her family, though. I know that's the most important part, especially being gone for so long. That's what she wants to focus on now. And then she can worry about basketball later on. So thank God she's home.
Yeah, and we're not avoiding this subject. Like we have talked about before. If you watched the show before, you know where we stand on all this. But like, about that dude. But I want to talk about the other dude just a little. Not to talk about it, but just say one thing real quick. Is like, we still do hope that we can bring that other dude home, and other people. By the way, other people who are over in other countries. Like, I hope this shot we can bring them all home. I'm not sure why we couldn't wheel and deal that one. But that guy's been there now. This will be his fourth Christmas there, so that's tough, man. And I'm sure his family's quite upset about all this. And so we don't take none of that lightly. But like it's always good to see everyone who can come home. But I mean, obviously there's a lot of morality to discuss in this, but we have before, and you can go watch any of our old shows, you'll see. But it's pretty cool, man. I'm excited. That's gonna do it for this one, though. We're out, and check out our picks. See, we're not the pros, so we can't give you legal advice, but I'm just saying we're pretty good at the picks. That's all I'm gonna say.